Now the next one that I brought is called Cured. This is a San Francisco poem, seen on, I guess I'll give the locations, because a lot of these are out and about. You know, you see something while you're out and about. This was at a skate shop in the Upper Haight, and I'm walking by towards dusk, and I notice outside there are all these shoes, not just one pair, but many pairs of shoes hanging on the telephone wires outside the skate shop. I thought there was something peculiar about that. Cured. Shoes are strung on the telephone wire outside the skate shop, like crutches at Lourdes, as if their owners had been cured of perambulation forever, and evermore would roll along, friction-free and bootless.
Now, Upper Haight Street, is that closer to Stanyan or over by Masonic? Where?
That's close to Stanyan, at the edge of Golden Gate Park there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this one is from a sort of disheveled graveyard in Santa Cruz. There's a kind of neglected graveyard, and had this wonderful tree in it. Graveyard fruit. A tree overarching the grave rains small bright fruit upon it. Jackdaw spies the one withheld, enshrined in the tree's bosom. The flesh yields, yes, but will not nourish. It is so sour, so sour. That is the trouble with graveyard fruit.
So you just sort of happened by and found this experience compelling enough to write about.
Yes. Truth be known, I tried the fruit. I'm the jackdaw in the poem. Sometimes I make little incognito appearances in these things. This poem was seen at my parents' kitchen table. They had this, let's explain in the poem. Okay. Tiffin. Oh, I should explain what tiffin is for anyone who doesn't know. This is an expression for afternoon tea. And it's not just the beverage, it's the event of the little meal you share together in the afternoon. Tiffin. Every day at 4 o'clock, my mother makes a cup of tea. And it must be strong. It must be made with boiling water to be worth the drinking. Every day when Dad was alive, she'd ask him if he'd like a cup of tea. And he'd say no, often adding, I wouldn't thank you for a cup of tea unless there were something to eat with it. Something savory, he meant, for there was always a sweet. This was their daily ritual, psalm and response. But the day she asked him, and he said, sure, neither one betrayed the least surprise. So perhaps it had been a fair question all along.
As the Brits say, cup of tea?
Cup of tea. It's another one from the Woolworths counter in San Jose, California, when they still had a Woolworths there. Luncheonette. Folded paper napkin shows on its face demure, lipstick slightly crooked smile, true and pure. Here's something concealed. Red smeared interior tells the boy tale. Let's see, what else have I brought? The Neighbors. This one's not very nice, but I'll say.
Poetry's not always very nice.
The Neighbors, from an event on a recent morning. It sounds like somebody falling down the stairs repeatedly, the rumble next door. And even though I dislike my neighbors intensely, I take no pleasure in this. Because no one can fall down the stairs over and over. After the first time one lies at the bottom moaning or perhaps unconscious, one does not get up and do it again. No, they are up to something over there, and I know it is not falling down the stairs repeatedly.
Oh, goodness.
I told you it wasn't nice.
No, that's right. Well, I've come to expect that we reveal the darkness that we see, the light that we see, the pain, the pleasure. I mean, this is the full range. I remember a couple of years ago reading a poem that you wrote that involved, I think it was a parade, maybe in the Mission District, with someone who had the cadaver of a cat.
Oh, that was me. That was in the Castro. It was Halloween in the Castro.
Halloween
Big festival. It's a street fair, and they close off the whole block of Castro from Market to, oh, I don't know, I forget what that street is.
Well, I used to live on 28th in Castro, so I know it well.
Okay, so you know that part there, and they, it's a big deal. Yeah, I was wearing a dead cat that evening.
I think someone had found the cadaver of this cat.
Yes.
And it had sort of naturally mummified itself or something.
Yes, it was in this strange little building behind our apartment that was sort of like a three-quarter size building. Everything was three-quarter size.
Oh.
And somewhere back there was a mummified cat.
We gave it into the All Saints Day, onto the Halloween parade. So that gave it a little added momentum to its journey in this planet.
Well, I thought it hadn't been out in a while, so.
And there's a found poem for you.
Yes. Fluffy the cat. Let's see, now this one was found at the Bethlehem Public Library. Very short. Precious. The way she says Fred makes you wish your name were Fred, even though you're a girl. She looks soft, smells clean, makes it look easy.
It's a very musical, it's almost like a musical passage. The language has a sense of, it conveys a sense of coherency, at the same time kind of almost a lilt. So it's an experiment.
It's always about sounds to some extent, for me. That even things that seem like they're pretty discursive style